Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I just wanted to talk about myself a little bit and give you guys a little bit of a background onto why I've created this channel, why I'm doing what I'm doing and why the road bike. So for those of you new here, my name is Brad, I'm 35 years old, originally from the UK, but I'm now based in the Austrian Alps. I am one of the few that managed to escape the UK just before Brexit, and I'm now the holder of a permanent residency here in Austria. It was never on my radar to end up in Austria full time, but sometimes life works in mysterious ways. As the saying goes with most English people out here, you come for the winters and you stay for the summers. Back growing up in the UK, bikes were always a huge part of my life. I was a part of the Farnborough and Camberley Cycling Club up until about 13 years old. And with this club run by the absolute legend Ron Dowling, I did the London to Brighton multiple times. I used to get taken out of school on a Tuesday to go and race up in Goodwood. Also the velodrome that's in Reading. Basically my early years were fully centred around the bike. I used to have this old Peugeot 3-speed bike, and you used to have to change gear on the down tube. Also, I remember having this hideous pair of Siddy shoes, which we actually used to stuff cotton wool in the toes just so that my feet could fit. Fast forward a few years and I met a friend that had a trials bike. I remember he had a Monty X Hydra and I absolutely fell in love with this thing. I had a paper round when I was younger and I remember saving up an entire year's wages just so I could buy and afford my own trials bike. I spent an insane amount of hours outside the front of my house on the same curb trying to get up and down it 5,000 different ways, and I wasn't going to stop until I got to the same level as my friend. I did this well into my teenage years and well into my 20s until I discovered downhill. I used to take part in a competition called the Gravity Series back in the day, and my main training ground was Swinley Forest. This one definitely scratched the itch for the adrenaline, but I was quite a small guy and quite underdeveloped for my age, so I could never really keep up with the big, strong, heavy riders. I owned a couple of road bikes in the UK, but I never really found my groove with it. I kind of wasn't really riding with a purpose. I didn't really have any goals in mind, and this is definitely how my personality works. I am one of these annoying people, and it does sometimes annoy me that I do pick things up extremely quickly, and then once I do, I kind of obsess about them and have to know everything about them. I tear them inside out, back to front, until I get to a certain level, and then I normally look for the next goal. I'm not getting any younger, and I just want to see how far I can really take my fitness and how strong, especially living in the mountains here. It's basically like being on a full-time altitude camp. How strong can I actually get? If I wait another couple of years, I'll never be as strong as I can be today. So this is why I'm kind of starting this channel, starting this new adventure, bringing you guys along with me. This isn't just a fad. I'm fully back, and to keep it interesting and to keep myself busy, I can take you guys along for the journey with me. It's also not my first rodeo when it comes to cameras, photography and that sort of thing. Back in around 2016, my Instagram page looked a little bit different. I'll put a little slide up here somewhere. Yeah, it was all about landscape photography, orange and teal tones, and just going on hikes with your mates with the camera, camping out, watching the stars. And this is really where I cut my teeth. The filmmaking side of things and video work came a little bit later. For the last couple of years, I have been running a couple of Instagram channels for local mountain resorts. That includes like making the content, also posting it, keeping up a good schedule, stories every day, hard life, snowboarding around a mountain, doing that sort of thing. But this is where I cut my teeth. And my current employer, Area 47, which I have my summer contracts with, I produce the content and run the social media page for them. Basically, just an adult adventure playground for man babies. Lots of stag do's come, lots of German groups, lots of Dutch groups, English group. It's one of those places that if you just do 3 activities there, you're still going to go home in a body bag. So it's been running these pages and being in the marketing teams and seeing how these things work a little bit behind the scenes, working with partners, that really got me interested just to do it for myself. I'm at the age now where working for someone else isn't as appealing, even though I still love my job down there. Just trying to make something happen and trying to make something stick for myself really is my ultimate goal. You guys have had a small insight onto where I actually live, and if you watched my first video of the Dyalla, it's actually pretty nuts for me to say this, but I could call that my home race. So I had this dilemma. I had these 2 goals. I always wanted a successful YouTube channel and to combine my skills with the photography, videography, and I wanted to get fitter and healthier. I'm not really drinking these days, and I just wanted to get fit before I couldn't. So with these two goals in mind and living where I'm living, the road bike really is my ultimate calling. What you can expect from this channel in the future is a hell of a lot of alpine passes, a hell of a lot of speed, and just me documenting my life living at a constant altitude camp. In Tyrol, Austria, it's just impossible to take a bad picture. Anywhere you look, any direction is just like idyllic, and when the conditions are good, it's absolutely unreal here. You saw a couple of shots of my bike earlier, but I will go through and do a full bike check. It's not your average Canyon. There are a few little hidden pieces inside it that I'm pretty proud of. But in another video, I will break down my setup completely for the 2026 season. I'm also doing a ridiculous amount of events this year. I'm entered into a new thing called the Tiroler Cup, which is 3 races locally around here. That is the Arlberg Giro, the Imsterrad Marathon, and the Kufsteiner. These 3 races, your times will be added up into a GC, so that's pretty cool. So that's kind of my main focus, to come somewhere in the middle of the pack. I don't want to be last. Definitely not going to win. There's some absolute animals taking part in this. I think Jack Burke is going to be doing it this year. So I think if I come around the middle of the pack, I'll be happy. We're then heading to Portugal with the Fast crew to go and meet up with Mr. Martinez and Gio and all the other guys that like to rip the shit out of me on a daily basis. But for guys that you met on Zwift, I can't wait to meet up with all these guys and share a good few days in the saddle with them. In April, I'll also be doing the Paris-Roubaix Challenge, not really a race, but just a race that is my favourite one on the calendar, and to take part in it this time and to get some seats in the velodrome for the finish for the men's elite race. That's going to be pretty special. And the big boy this year, I will be doing the Super Giro Dolomiti. Now, this one is 238 kilometers, 5,600 meters, I believe, all through the Dolomites. It does start right on the Austrian-Italian border and then across the Dolomites and back again. Definitely a tiny step above the Ötztaler, and just for the time of year, it's really sketchy with the conditions. Sadly, I will not be competing in the Ötztaler this year, even though I would love to do it every year, and I will be making this a thing. I lost a bet with a friend, and now I'm going to be doing the ZLMC 70.3 Ironman. So if you do follow me on Strava and you are seeing that I'm running, just ignore this, just ignore it. Nothing to see there, nothing interesting. I'm just dying right now. And to finish off the year, I will also be doing the Kitzbühel Rad Marathon. This is another spicy day in the saddle. I think it's 215 kilometers, 4,500 meters of elevation, but yeah, not scared of a challenge. I'm living in the mountains here, so I'm picking off all the big boys in Europe. I could film some content and ride outside at the moment. It is pretty warm here, but it's just the amount of salt on the road. I don't have a dedicated winter bike, and with the Aeroad, I don't want to get it outside. I don't want to muck up all the components. I don't want to get this absolutely riddled with salt. So it's my baby. I'm going to look after it, and it will be back out as soon as they start hosing down the roads and washing away the salt here in Austria. And that is actually a thing. They actually wash the streets down. They hose the streets off. It's insane. So until it warms up, I've got to be a little bit creative. I've got to try and figure out what I can show you guys week in, week out. Obviously, we can do little things like the bike check, some bike maintenance. Got some exciting partners, some exciting news to share with you on that front. I just wanted to get the ball rolling with this channel over winter so that when summer hits, we can really hit the ground running. I can't believe I'm already monetized. That was actually a goal for 2026. So to do that in the first week of the year was just unreal. I've had so many awesome messages from you guys. It is really motivating. And for small creators like me, you kind of need that kick up the bum and motivation to keep going. So if you're enjoying the content and you like what you see, it doesn't cost you anything. Drop a like, please subscribe, because this summer is going to be one hell of a ride. But that's all from me this week, guys. I'm going to go hang my bike back up on the wall before Katie gets back and tells me off. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.